face off.
That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching.
As you can see.
Hey guys, welcome back to Yorkshire Car Restoration.
Today, instead of hitting, grinding, hammering and welding stuff, we're actually going to start pointing at some stuff. So, we're going to take stock of what's left to do on the Suzuki. So,
let's grab those fingers
and let's point on. So, we've got a car that is now solid. All the structure's in place. All the panels, the major panels, are all welded up and everything like that. What we need to do now is we need to kind of take stock of where we're going to start with each panel and sort out all the tiny little areas that need on that panel itself. So,
first things first, the bonnet.
Yeah. Well, what we've got is we've got all these holes back here. Now, what you can do with holes, you can either cut out all the metal. There's two ways of doing it: cutting out all the metal and refabricating. But if we do that with this car, we're going to cut all the bonnet off, so there's holes all over everywhere. We're going to cut all the car out. All we'll have is an engine and a chassis, or we might cut some of that out.
just cut the cylinder out.
So what we need to do is we need to go around all these pinholes and we're going to weld them up. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a little bit later on how to weld up all these little pinholes around the car, and from there we grind them down, a quick skim of filler, and we're ready for primer.
We've got big nasty holes just down in this corner. This corner's not so bad, but that's going to need some attention as well.
Again, with these, we're probably going to grind them down and see if they need a small panel in there. The underside of this bonnet, apart from this rear corner that we do need to replace, the underside of this bonnet isn't too bad. It just needs cleaning up, and I think we're either going to Z-bart it, or we're going to use something on there to protect the inner side of this panel. We also need to bond these back up. These originally are bonded on, but they're a bit, it makes the bonnet very flexible, makes it wobble. The bulkhead is perfect. These channels that this wing sits on do need a little bit of attention, but it's not a great deal. They need to clean them up, and again protect them and paint them with something, maybe stone guard. If we do use stone guard, we are going to stone guard. If we do use stone guard, just like the inner wings, we're going to decide whether we're going to leave the inside of the engine bay black or whether we're going to paint it the original green. If we do that, when we do the bulkhead, we've got to take the engine out, so that's a decision we've yet to make. Right, the front end. We've got this is just purely rust, this on here. This we need to all straighten out. This is original, so we need to clean all this up. This needs all protecting. Again, we're probably going to use some kind of Z-barting or Dinatrol to protect it all first before we paint it. This front grille is actually plastic, so there's nothing needs doing with this at all. But behind that, this panel here is all intact. It's rust free. Well, it's not rust free, but it's hole free. There's only surface rust on it. I think the biggest problem for us at the moment is we've got distortion through here, and these corners have been bashed around a little bit. So what we need to do is take this front panel off. It needs to be stripped eventually. We'll do that when we do the rest of the body, but we need to straighten these corners out as well, so they'll marry up with the wing. Right, moving on. We've got the wings.
So we've already done a lot of these wings on the internal. What else have we got to do?
Well, the outside, all this paint is kind of like flaked off paint. There are a couple of surface rust spots, and there is a hole here. You can just see my finger through there. There is a hole here that we do need to repair, but again, it's very basic stuff which we've already showed you. The inner wings have been done, underneath of the wings have been done, All that's left to do is the outer wing, and they are in fantastic shape. There is this corner that we do need to straighten out a little bit, but we can't straighten this corner out until we straighten this out. As soon as we straighten this out, we'll know where this corner needs to be. So, moving on a little bit more, as you can see just here, we do have, this is inner structure as well, but it's very solid. So what we need to do is we need to tap all this back, we need to strip it down, and we need to treat it.
So some of you may be wondering about this area here. We've not actually filmed this. This was done prior to starting the YouTube channel. So it's similar to that side there that you've already seen the video for. A lot of this area was perished and it needed fully cutting out. So cut that out, fabricated a new piece, welded it on, skimmer filler, good as new. Another big job that we had to tackle was the bottom of these doors and the inside of the doors. They do still need a little bit of treatment, cutting out and re-welding, but the full bottom was rebuilt on the inside and the outside as well. Needs a skimmer filler on it, just to straighten it out a little bit, and then it should be good as new.
As well as inside the door shuts are good as well. They're very clean on this car. Like Ryan says, we do need to sort the bottom of this door out yet, and there is a tiny little bit of welding. Now the sill sections, just about all this, as you've seen on the videos, previous videos, all this is brand new. So that does need, even inside the cavities, it all needs treating so that it can't rust again. And the floor underneath as well, because the floor's obviously brand new. We've put new floor pans in this. And moving on to the rear quarter, that had a bit of skimmer filler, strange enough. But this section was done again before we started the videos. But on one of our previous videos, we've showed you the other wing, and that is exactly the same process we did on this side. The only difference is we've got a filler neck. By the way, we do have to put a petrol tank in this car as well, and all the electrics need doing, and we need to replace all the pedals and everything.
So another big job we've ticked off the list is the bottom of this door. So the bottom of this door was non-existent.
The inner and the outer, yeah.
And we've actually refabricated both sides, this side, the inner and the outer, and it's all good as new now. So it just needs a little bit of filling, just to take out a couple of these indentations, and we should be good.
The good thing is, we had to do this in two parts. The reason being, our tooling is on that 56 inches. We needed more than that for in his metal bender. And we haven't got one, so we did it in 2 bits.
So what about this section here then?
Well, we've rebuilt all this. That's in the video. This side's been sealed. I got a little bit ahead of myself, and when I did it, I sealed it all up. We should have left that till the last minute, but I wanted to see what it looked like. So this is all sealed up. This side we've done, but we've not sealed it. There is a few little areas to sort out, and we do have to seal all these edges in. And we do have to still weld this back balance on, and there is also, just underneath the bottom of here, before we do this balance, there is a little bit of welding just on these both corners. The nice thing is, most of the door surround is good, but as you can see, the inner part is detached from the outer now. So we do have to, at some point, when we've done all the exterior of the car, we're going to go inside, and we're going to finish all the welds, and we're going to go all the way around the window structure as well as all this, because basically this is a flat panel from all the way from here to here that used to be attached to this. The edge of this is corroded off, so it's now not attached. But this structure's fairly good apart from the lip, which is a little bit crispy.
The good thing is, one of the biggest jobs that we've done is those floor pans. So the floor pans are done. We've shown the left-hand side on video, the right-hand side we did before we started the YouTube channel as well. The only little area, apart from what it said, that we've got to do in this rear hatch area is that little spot of rust over there.
A little bit of welding just here.
A little bit of welding. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the whole thing back to bare metal, see what type of condition it's in. We're going to take that out, re-weld it, and then move on to the next thing.
As you can see, 2 perfectly good floor pans, as well as inner sill sections as well. This had a massive, great big dent here. This lip was back here. The only way we could pull this out was to weld some hooks on there, and then we got a slide hammer and we pulled this dent out. It's mostly out now. There is a little bit more, but I need to relocate these.
So in one of our earlier videos, we've actually showed putting this on.
The problem with this is it's all we could get. We didn't know any of the panels that were affordable anywhere else. And we can make these panels good, which we have already started doing with the structure and welding them in. The problem is they're still quite wobbly. So there is a lot of strengthening, no, it's not strengthening to do, but there is straightening to do, because they do have wobblyitis. This panel, basically, when you run your hand down here, it's just a panel full of wobbles, basically.
It's a wobbly panel.
Wobbly panel, yeah. If anybody knows where we can get hold of any of these, let us know. Just in the comments below. We do need 2 of these arch covers. They are, I think, originally the plastic. I don't know if you can get aftermarket ones or anything. This actually does look like an aftermarket one, because this is like it's been tucked underneath and trimmed off. But we're after the originals anyway. That basically goes on there. And as you can see, there's still little holes that we never finished off, but we left them to the end when we do all the rest of the tiny bits. We've got holes in the roof, holes in the roof, we've got holes in here. We've got these gaps at the panels, strangely never fitted. I think, well, with this door it's in the same shape as the other door. It's just on this side we popped a skim of filler on it just to see if it's gonna match up okay. The lines and everything like that on the outside. And it is, when we bolt it up properly on this corner, it should marry up nice.
It is quite a rough and ready car, this, so as you can see, the original weld spots, they are actually wobbly. So
you can actually see that from this one here. If Ryan grabs the camera and runs down the side of this, tries to get the light in it, if you can see, these are original, and where they've spot welded them in, they are from original, quite wobbly. Now this seam originally is not wobbly. It is spot welded on, and you can see the spot welds. But what we've got in these seams, we've got it here where this metal's taken off. We've not only got pinholes, but we've also got some metal swelling. And now what that's with is rust getting between the 2 layers and basically swelling the metal, and it produces a bump. Now, I don't want to have to cut all this section out, so what we're going to do is we're going to panel beat this with a dolly the other side. Hopefully that's going to dislodge the rust in between the 2 panels, push everything out so everything goes flat, and any residue of rust that's in there, we're going to get some neutralizer in there and kill it dead in its tracks. From there, we're going to seal the outside, we're going to seal the inside, and that should stop it in the future. These pinholes we're going to weld up because the metal is still fairly thick here. I think his biggest object on this car at the moment is going to be mainly the roof edges, which we'll pan in on in a little bit, and these front edges, because this does need replacing. So we need to kind of figure out how we're going to approach this, what layers and how we're going to make the fronts of these good again, because it is quite an intricate pattern here. I mean, if we want to make it as a whole, we've got to stretch and shrink metal to try and get this shape. We may do it make it a little bit easier and do it in parts, as well as these edges. We've done one edge, so the edges aren't too hard, but doing 3 edges that are all joining, as well as the corners all together, it'd be a kind of a bit of a pain.
So as you can see, most of the work is complete on the body and the structure. There's just a lot of little bits that we need to get onto. So it shouldn't take too much time, but we wanted to give you guys a bit of an update on the whole progress of the car, because we're always focusing on just one item.
Do you think there's anything else we've missed? Inside, I think they call it Rhino Guard or something like that. We're going to do a textured floor on it as well. Never mentioned that. But we're going to do a textured floor on the inside, and it protects the inner floor as well.
If you've got any comments or suggestions about how we're doing something, why we're doing something, or what you want us to do,
and if we're doing something wrong,
then do feel free to leave it in the comments below. We do read all the comments that you do leave, so thank you very much for that.
We do try to answer them as well.
We're both holding down full-time jobs as well as doing this, so it's very difficult.
Time consuming, especially the outros and the intros. To do it.
Yeah, it takes us a long time.
Yeah.
There will be an outtakes video soon.
Oh, outtakes, yeah, like outtakes.
Outtakes, yeah. Maybe it's a 1,000 subscriber special.
Hey, 1,000 subscribers special outtakes video. All stupid bits that he keeps doing.
That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching.
As you can see, we've done tons of work on the Suzuki. All the structure's now in place, but there are lots of tiny little bits all over the car, lots of little panels to put in, lots of little areas of rust to sort out, and the roof to address.
Once that's done, we'll be taking this paint off, getting it nice and smooth with some filler, ready for primer.
And then it's paint.
So make sure you get us on Instagram and Facebook at Yorkshire Car Restoration. Leave a like and a subscription, and comment down below if you do wish. If you've got any suggestions, leave it down below. Click here to subscribe, click here for LJ80's playlist,
And click here for more of our content.
and with that being said, we will catch you in the next one.